Would you agree with that? Like, every piss you take feels better than the last piss you took?
I don't know that I remember.
And here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Everyone, welcome to episode 115 of Insensitive Culture. You should know me.
So what?
You should know
And
him.
that fool Blazer, Ramon.
You should definitely know because we are.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Make sure you check it out, homie.
Check it out.
I tried not to say it that time because I say it every single time. I repeat
Somebody
it.
make a compilation of you saying that for 114 fucking episodes.
Yo, I tried not to say it for a little while, and it is like
It's compulsive. You can't not say it. I know.
I've been saying it for so long. And not even for the entire 115
Yeah,
episodes.
no, but a good chunk. A good chunk.
Number, a good number. Yeah.
It's been at least a good, what, like
75.
someone
Like a lot.
when we have a dope ass fan base that cares that much to devote
With
the
enough
time
to
to just make a compilation of that. It's gonna be fire. I would
Oh my
appreciate
God,
it
yeah.
so much. It's gonna be great.
Word.
But they'll be also pulling out.
I'd make it my ringtone.
Random ass shit.
I would literally make it my ringtone so that when my phone rang, even though I haven't had my sound on my phone in like 10 years, I still would make. So if I did have the sound on, that's what it would be.
That would last all about one day at
No,
the very
I mean,
most.
I would never hear it because my sound is always off, bro. But you could take comfort in fact that
If
that
your
would
sound
be
was on, you'd be like, "Oh shit, all
I'd
right,
be like,
nice,
check it out, homie, check it out, homie, check it out, homie," just over and over.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it
Oh
out.
man, I gotta start looking into some new
And we
drops.
mix that into like a dope ass fucking beat. That'd be
Right, get somebody to do some dope ass shit.
Check it out.
some like
Check
Skrillex
it
type
out.
shit, like some
Check it
dubstep.
out. Check it
Yeah,
out. Check
there
it
you
out,
go.
homie.
I don't fuck with dubstep.
What's Steve Aoki doing?
It wouldn't be dubstep. I can't fuck with that shit. That shit, dubstep sucks so much,
Dubstep is
Are
for
we working at
pussies.
PF Chang's, right?
bro.
Nah, it's Benihana, bro. The
Benihana,
Aoki's
my
own
bad.
Benihana. Yeah.
It was the worst when we were at the fruit stand. You know how different people it depended on who was there last, who had the music, right? As you walked in, when you had that one dude that was just like all dubstep.
Yeah,
Just
and you knew.
it was the oh, I know names. I'm just not saying them. I'm just like, oh, that is the fucking worst. Dubstep is like the
terrible,
one that I could not ever get in.
Yeah.
Like everything, even with like country, I could like there are songs where I could be like, all right, that sounds good.
You can tune it out at least.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to enjoy
Like, it's
it. You
not
can just
crazy.
not listen to it.
Dubstep, I couldn't even. I can't even block that out. It's just like the most obnoxious. It's like thinking, what is the most obnoxious sounds that we could group together into one beat pattern? Dubstep.
Dubstep.
I don't know.
And you're
I'll
just
fuck with
you're
it.
fucking
They got
balls
fire.
with
deep.
it?
They got. I'm not like hard or anything, but
You got to
if
be
somebody's
fucked up.
playing with it,
You got to be fucked up.
I think that's
it doesn't
probably
bother
why I
me
can't
at
fuck
all.
with it.
For me, it's like it's not really about being fucked up. I just like beats, and it's mostly beats. Usually, the drum patterns are pretty
It's the
fire.
robotic shit. It's the robotic shit.
I get it, but I fuck with that shit. Like I like EDM, tons of EDM, and there's a lot of that robotic sounds and EDM type stuff as well. I fuck with, obviously
No,
they don't
see-
do like Daft Punk uses a lot of weird ass sounds in
Daft
their
Punk,
shit, and I fuck with Daft Punk really hard.
I can
It's
do
not
EDM.
dubstep, but
I can do EDM. I can't do dubstep.
What's the difference? Like, how close are they? Because I sort of, I guess I lump
think
them
you
my-
really
into.
dance to dubstep.
in my mind, EDM is it like you said, like it's danceable. That like it goes to a beat, it switches up, and it's a party vibe. It's just like a straight up party vibe. With dubstep, it's just like
It's not always a party vibe. There's some like chill dubstep or chill EDM
EDM?
as well.
Yeah, that too.
But I feel you. It's a different sound.
It's more melodic. It's more melodic than random ass sounds. Whereas like dubstep is like a lot of wah 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 wah.
Out of my throne at the side of your door.
Yeah.
You know, like that robotic shit.
It's more robotic. Dubstep is more robotic.
Yeah, it's just a lot of more digital sounds versus natural, kind of more acoustic or organic sounds. But I mean, it's very industrial. I think is how they refer to it. But I also fuck with like trap, like when that was popular. Not a lot of people do trap anymore. At least I don't think. It might still be a good thing, but and when I refer to trap, I don't mean like, you know, real trap, but like the EDM trap, right? Like the
What the fuck is EDM trap?
Fire!
EDM trap is like remember that You Can Do the Harlem Shake from Bauer?
Okay.
When like everybody would like change up.
Yeah, start bugging. Yeah.
So that's like, it's a trap like hip hop beat, but it's
With
electronic
EDM sounds?
with EDM sounds. Yeah. And I fuck with that again because like I fuck with beats, I fuck with drum patterns and shit, and usually they go hard on that shit. So
yeah, that and honestly, that
especially
I could understand.
for like, you know, like you talking about being in the GR, just like fucking zoning out, not thinking about what the I could easily just zone out on shit like that because anything with lyrics, I'm distracted. As soon as it has lyrics, I'm singing along in my head. You know, it's a whole. But if I'm trying to like focus and just have music to get work done, it's usually some shit that got no lyrics. That's
Lo-fi.
yeah.
For me, it's that lo-fi shit.
Lo-fi is too.
Too
I
soft?
smoke too. Yeah, I smoke too much, so that shit gets me in a. It zones me out, not up.
Yeah. I feel you.
But I do
lo-fi
fuck
gets me
with
in
like
that mode.
There's this new cat on YouTube that I fuck with, 20 YSL. He makes some fire ass like I don't know if they're considered lo-fi beats or what actually that sound is, but it's kind of like it's like a EDM trap almost with like that electronic sound. I don't even know what the actual genre is.
You're gonna have to send us a snippet because I
gotta
but like straight
it's
up,
like
I'm talking about
like YouTubers use this style as like the intro sound for their channel. You hear that where it's like that's almost hip hop, but it's still electronic. They use this style a lot.
Yeah, I'm just not like straight up EDM. It's not for me. And then I always get those people, especially at the fruit stand. You always get those people like, "Yo, listen to this," and then it's just like, no. There's nothing about that that I enjoy, bro. and yes, you are right. They're generally people who partake in extracurricular activities.
Of course,
they're partiers on a different level than I'm used to.
Yeah,
which is fine. All right, so let's get into some questions, bro.
Oh shit!
Shit!
All right, y'all ready?
Y'all ready for this?
If someone texted you a picture of your own dick, would you recognize it
Yes.
immediately?
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Yeah, that's my dick."
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No questions about it.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
pretty
yeah,
sure
no-
I'd be like, why is there a picture of my dick on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen my dick
Is it because
many times in 38 years of life.
Right.
But I feel like it's different when you see a picture of it. Like, it's not like because you've looked down at your dick countless times. How many times? But like when you're looking from a different angle at your dick, like you don't see it from that angle too, unless you're checking it out in the mirror and shit. Being
For
like,
some
"Yo, how's
reason
my
it's
shit doing
from
today."
If for some reason it's from the bottom angle, then maybe no.
It's from the very bottom, so it's just dong on the top,
it's
and you
just like
see
dong on
balls
the
just
top.
hanging. You're
I'd
like,
be
is that
oh,
my
shit.
dick?
They're like, I don't know.
And then you're just analyzing the dick.
I'd
Real
be
quick.
like,
You're
yo, like, why are you showing me a picture of a big ass dick? Oh wait,
that looks familiar. Fuck's your problem? Why you sending me big cocks, bro? Yeah, no, that's a
Sending me
good
porn star
retort.
cock.
Yeah, like, is this Johnny Sins? Like, I know what Johnny Sins looks like.
nah, Johnny Sins too light, bro.
Is this Leroy?
Word.
I love where you were trying to go with that. Is this Leroy Jenkins?
No. Don't you remember Leroy from the dog fart sites?
Jesse
No.
Williams.
Oh, you do. You do.
Man.
I heard about that, by the way. I didn't see it, but I heard about that whole thing.
Oh, the Jesse Williams shit? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't even know what y'all talking about.
He was a dude. He was in a play. Is he an actor? Like I don't know who that dude is. And somebody leaked a picture of his dong.
I don't know if he's from Bridgerton or what, but he's one of those kind of like actors that girls typically fawn over because he's got light eyes. I think he's blended. So,
and they
you know,
got a
he's
dick
that-
shot. Good for them.
Yeah, because
that's
he was,
the score. I'm sure they
he's
were pretty pumped
in
about
a play,
that.
right, where he has to be like naked and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Which is ballsy.
I don't get
all
that
in
shit.
its own, dude. You
I mean,
just,
literally and figuratively.
shit, just letting your junk hang out. You warm it up a little bit. You gotta warm it up a little bit.
Oh,
you
you
can't
gotta
just pull your
fluff,
shit
bro.
out and soft,
You're not-
bro.
yeah,
like,
you're
oh,
not.
shit. Like you're nervous, especially because you'd probably be nervous
Hell
as
yeah.
hell out there, yo. This
Yeah.
shit would be shriveled up and cold and shit, and you're just like,
man. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're gonna be standing out naked, bro, you gotta
fluff it. You gotta
You
let
gotta,
them
you
know.
gotta puff it up a little
Gotta
bit.
let them know
You
what's
gotta get a
up.
half C.
Yeah, you gotta get it. Yeah,
You gotta
get a half a chub.
Yeah, something.
it can't be fully.
No,
Can't be
you ain't
full.
walking out there and fucking rock it. And be
Yeah.
like,
Unless the scene calls.
No.
what
I
is
mean,
doing out there?
it can't be
It's like so hard, it's crooked up.
Especially,
like
I
it's
think
one
it
of
was
those.
like a fighting scene with
Neither way.
another naked guy in the play.
Bruh,
Well, that's
But
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
you don't
Like
want
it
to be
can't.
like that.
I don't even
It
think
can't-
you want
In
a
a
semi
wrestling
at that
scene.
point.
It can't be full rock, and it can't be fully flaccid either. Like you gotta be.
I would say a quarter of the way. I don't know
Yeah,
if
quarter.
it's a fight scene with another dude. I don't think I want it even at half mast. I think I would.
questioning why the fuck
quarter.
why the fuck do I have to be naked in this shit to begin with to fight
That's
with
how
a dude?
gladiators fought. Maybe it was like a Roman play.
Who knows?
So depending
I'm
on the
gonna
angle,
guess based on the fact that he's typically in like romance shit. I'm gonna guess maybe it's like he was fucking somebody's wife, or somebody was fucking
okay.
his
Walks
wife
in.
or
Dude walks
whatever.
in.
Somebody walks in. I don't know why the other guy is also naked, but
did we have confirmation that the other, or are we just assuming that the other guy was naked?
I'm pretty sure I heard that, but I
Johnny
could have.
analyzed the photo.
Well, if there's
Nah,
another
I
dude
definitely
naked
haven't watched the
there,
video.
if there's another dude there, you got to be as soft as possible, or else it's just
Yeah.
gay as hell, son. You can't fuck around.
No,
like
but
that.
what I kept trying to remember who this was. I want to say it was like some reality show guy or something, but wasn't it like I remember somebody talking about like they get, or maybe it was in a TV show where the dude was like every time he fights he gets mad fucking hard.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I remember that too.
I don't know that.
I remember that
I
from
forgot.
something, but I don't remember what it's from.
I remember somebody saying that shit, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, unless it's somebody that I know, which is even worse. But I could believe it. Especially
Every time
somebody
I
that
fight,
might
I
have been
get
on this
rock
show.
hard. I'm like, what?
Just fear
Like,
boner.
you know what, bro? Let's not fight, please.
Yeah. Please stay away.
Yeah.
So if we got a pic from just like a top-down angle, like we're used to seeing our dicks,
Yeah.
we would 100%.
Oh,
know.
that 100%.
I would know. I would know. Yeah.
Top down, of course.
Top down.
I'd be
Top
like, wait
down,
a
you
minute.
got it.
When did I take this pic? I don't remember taking this pic.
Like, where'd you get this from?
Why would you even take a top-down?
Where'd you
pic
get
like that?
this
I mean,
from?
Nobody takes dick.
What are
pics
you?
like
What are you
that.
taking? Fucking dick pics from the side angle?
But I'm saying
Down,
like,
he's down low.
yeah, why not?
He's down low, balls up, right?
But I'm
From the
saying,
balls
like-
straight to the-
Like,
I know, I'm
what?
saying like
Up the
standing
nostril.
up like we're used to see, like if we're pissing or something, like you're not going to take a picture like that where you're just standing with your dick like dangling, right?
Dave, what dick pics have you sent out from different angles
You're like
other than from straight up.
Dick pic posing.
Straight from the top.
Never like an under angle. Like
No.
there's
You
no
did
reason
it from
that.
the side? That's
Sure.
how you that's how
I mean, you got to frame it a
Little
little
side
bit,
angle,
right?
you trying to frame it, add a little extra
You gotta
girth.
put a little. I mean,
Yeah.
chicks. You gotta think. Chicks get mad dick pics thrown at them. You gotta make yours stand out a little
Set
bit.
up
I mean,
a tripod.
I'm not Ansel
You play
Adams,
girl
but
in it.
I gotta Mike Concho.
Now the mustache makes sense.
I got a secret to confess.
Oh man, he's just
Now, somebody
setting
sent
up
me a dick
tripods and
pic.
shit.
From like the angle of the lady looking up.
Yeah.
That would be difficult to identify.
Ascertain.
I've
if
never
that was
seen
your
my
dick
dick
or
from
not.
the complete
Exactly.
opposite side.
Exactly.
But I'd probably
That's
have an
true.
idea.
You'd be
I'd
curious.
see,
You'd be like, is that my
I'd
dick?
see
Like,
my
you
balls,
wouldn't just brush it
right?
off.
Like I know
Your
my
bush,
balls.
you'd see whatever. Yeah, you know that whole area pretty well.
Yeah.
Like it would take a sec.
Whoa,
You
is
might
that
have to
me?
like, is that my dick?
Yeah, that's a 9 out of 10. I think that's me.
7.5 inches. Yep, that's the one. That's
Had
her.
to use the ultra wide lens, you know.
Zoom out. Had to use the what was that 0.5? You had to use the 0.5.
You don't want to intimidate.
All right. 3.5. I'll just zoom in real quick.
No, then it's not it's not fully in the shot.
Yeah, and then
You can't.
cropping my whole shit off.
Crap.
Just getting photos.
I would get
of
some
veins
Photoshop
right there.
here. See, y'all know. Y'all send out mad dicks. Y'all ready for next question? Okay. Is eating in bed gross?
I don't like it. Depends on what it is.
Johnny?
Gross? Like,
Gross.
I wouldn't say gross.
Yeah, I don't find it gross.
I mean, people they
I
they
do it
think
all the
like
time.
crumbs. Yeah. Like what
Crumbs.
do you eat in bed though? You
Yeah.
eating dinners in bed? You have dinner in
that's
bed, Johnny?
gross.
That is
That's
okay.
kinda-
Okay.
well,
So
I
eating
mean,
in
it
bed can
depends
be
if
gross.
I'm like not feeling well, or for some reason like I'm locked. I got COVID. I'm locked in the bedroom. Obviously,
That's the
I'm gonna
only
eat
time
my
I
dinner
ever
on the
really-
bed. But
Yeah.
like when I do, if I ever, because I got a TV in the bedroom, right? So I occasionally will have like, and this is very rare, and obviously you could tell I don't have kids yet. I'll have like a lazy day that I'll spend like the whole morning in bed, right? And I might get a little hungry, but I'm watching a show, so I'm not gonna go out to the living room, right? I'm like chilling in my fucking drawers still, and I'm comfy in bed. So I'm I might go grab like some chips or something, or
That's like two
some
floors for you, too.
Word.
Chips or
It's
crackers.
usually
very
that,
crummy.
yeah.
Very crummy.
Very crummy
crummy.
snacks
Very crummy.
usually.
Yeah.
I usually stand in the kitchen and crush them.
Now Joyce has made me like breakfast in bed, where it's not like a full breakfast thing, but it'll maybe like a breakfast sandwich or something like that.
Does she have a tray?
I'll
Does
have
it come
that.
on a?
Nah,
does
you
it come
see,
on
I
a
don't
tray?
have one of those. That's why you can't have a full
so
breakfast.
it just comes on a plate. You
It
just
comes
have
on
a
a
plate
paper
and you're
plate,
housing
bro. You
this
gotta,
in the, okay.
you gotta hold that shit down.
Okay. You're doing the Guy Fieri hunch as you're crushing this thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't.
killer.
But I'm not like eating fucking submarine sandwiches and heroes and shit, or
Lettuce
or
falling
full,
all
like,
over the place.
pasta and shit in bed. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is weird, but
I still wouldn't call it gross, but yeah, I don't do it. My kids are the ones that always want to bring
they
shit
with snacks
in,
into
bro.
bed for sure. And
Like,
kids,
and
big time.
They
That is the
always
most
leave
comfortable
a
place, man.
Fucking mess, bro.
That's the biggest problem, though.
Popcorn, watching a movie. There's fucking popcorn.
Bro, my
all
daughter,
over the motherfucking bed, I'm sure.
2 days ago, exactly 2 days ago,
Oh,
she
she's in
had,
trouble.
she
He
had,
remembers the date.
she had water, and it was a bottle of water, and my girl had it on the nightstand. She asked for it. She was fucking around, kind of drinking it, and literally just goes, "Ha ha, dumb. We're
like a cat.
Why
when you're like
the
pushing
fuck would
shit
you
off
do
the
that?
edge.
You know,
There's no rhyme or reason. You
no
can't.
rhyme. No, she's two.
Exactly.
She's two.
No, there is no. Yeah, you don't. Why even ask? It doesn't matter. Like, you know,
But
she
it's
did
still
it. It's
like
done, bro. Clean it up. That's
she
your
knows
job.
enough to where I can say, "Why did you do that?" and she'll respond just like a.
So she doesn't know that. She doesn't give you a legit answer.
No,
she does not know.
I mean,
she
does,
chuckles
bro.
maniacally. That's not
Yeah.
reassuring.
No, that she knows,
She knows,
and
she
she's
knows
laughing because she knows.
because you got pissed,
But also because she doesn't give a fuck.
right. There's no repercussions for that, dog. You just pour the shit all over. Oh, clean it up. I'm still cute as fuck. It don't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I told you, bro. I have a video that I watch of her that is extremely cute.
To
And
remind yourself to
every
bring- to
time
bring
she
you
does
back.
some asshole shit, I'm like, let me watch this video and remind myself
Mm-hmm.
on how cute she is.
You gotta remember, part of that
Because
is
of this.
part of that is your attitude in there. Like that's because of you. So
Yeah.
you can't even get too mad at it. I feel like.
That's true.
So when I was younger, like when I still lived at home, like when I was at college, because I never lived on campus. So like I was living at home and just like commuting to school when I had to. And like I would make dinner and then I would take it up to my room, like and eat it. And I didn't have like a table or anything like in my room. Like I would sit on my bed
Yeah,
and
but that makes sense. There's a reason
eat
for it.
But still it kind of was gross, like thinking back on it, because like I would have all kinds of weird crumbs and shit like in my bed, like
Yeah, but
depending on
you
what I
had
was
no
eating.
like for me, if I'm living at someone's house, right, and which I did.
Yeah.
I was living at my brother's, both of my brothers.
Right.
I stood at their houses, and I had a futon at the time, but I'd never. What I would do is I would pop in, I would grab my food, or I would bring in my food, and then go straight to my area, which is the same area that I slept in. You know what I mean?
I could see that if you were like someone was letting you stay with them and you were crashing it, but like
Right.
this was my house, dog. I could have sat at the kitchen table
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
no,
ate
you're a
my
piece of
dinner,
shit.
like for sure. And I wanted to get the fuck away and like just be away from everybody. So like I would be eating a rack of ribs in my fucking bed, dude. Like a psycho. Who does that? It's disgusting.
I mean, yeah, I've never had had roommates or anything like that. But depending on how cool I am with my roommates, I'd probably
If there's a
be the same
a
way,
communal area though, like I
Right.
would probably try to sit there and just not, because like if I got Chinese food, I would bring it up into my room, and you finish eating, and the whole room would smell like Chinese food for the next, till the morning basically, and like
Yeah.
that shit grossed me out.
No, but if you're an adult, like like Johnny, I'm not even gonna include myself in that.
An adult like Johnny.
Yeah, if you're
He's
an
the
adult
only
like Johnny,
adult?
you don't go to the. I don't consider you an adult either.
I don't either. Honestly, that's fair. I don't feel like an adult.
I feel
still, and
so mature.
yeah.
Mature. Yeah, you don't just go to your bedroom with a full fucking meal. Oh, I just brought some dinosaur barbecue. I'm bringing up the whole thing.
I'm like a dog.
Sit
I
next
just
to
I
each
take
other with
my
your
shit.
wife.
Take
Like,
my
it
shit
It
to
wouldn't
my
make
bed.
sense for me. Like my bedroom's on the second floor. Like that would be weird.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. And I mean, now I
If
have
I
my
lived
own
in my
house.
apartment, maybe depending again on the day how lazy I'm being.
Right.
But it's just inconvenient, man. It's inconvenient to eat dinner in bed.
Unless you're at a hotel,
Unless
then who gives a fuck?
you have that tray. When you got that tray,
It's like a table.
your
It's a
lazy
table that
life
goes
has
with
been
you.
elevated to another level, bro.
Yep.
You know what that tells us? You need to get trays. They're
That's
probably very inexpensive.
Oh yeah,
do it.
Oh,
for
I'm
sure.
sure they're probably like
my
20,
mom
30
had
bucks
a
on
bunch of
Amazon.
those, yeah.
All right. What's the last question?
All right, last question. If you could have the perfect body as long as you never drank or did drugs again, but you could eat whatever you wanted, would you do it? Perfect body. We're talking Channing Tatum, Magic Mike. Not that I think that's the perfect body, but
Yeah,
if I
okay.
did, that's probably what
That
I would
was very
pick.
specific.
Think
I
Brad
know.
Pitt,
I
Brad
see.
Pitt, and
See
Fight
who's
Club.
on your style.
Tyler,
very specific.
Tyler Durden. You could have that Tyler Durden physique, and that's put on the pedestal as far
How about
as
just
like,
say
men
whatever
physiques go.
whatever you envision the perfect body to be. Just leave it at
Okay,
that.
it doesn't have to be something
Why
that
do you
I
keep on
find
giving
sexy.
examples of your male fantasies?
Okay, it could be Daniel Craig coming out of the water in Casino Royale. It could be whatever you guys want it to be.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys want it to be.
Just name his top 3
I noticed your
sexiest
top
guys
3
of
are
all time.
all white dudes.
If you want it to be Brad Pitt and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on top of the roof with his shirt off, it could be that too.
No, that one.
Nigga, you gay.
How did that not get that earlier?
Yeah, I know.
He was too mesmerized by the sexy dudes that
I
he was
don't even
imagining.
do the drops anymore. I don't even do the drops anymore.
And the drugs really don't matter for you. You don't fuck with drugs a lot, but the
don't fuck with
booze, the
drugs.
drinks. Coming in here and doing this podcast sober.
I mean,
But you be high on life, bro.
And dope cut as fuck, bro. You just lift your shit up like, I don't do drugs, but check this shit out.
I mean, it'd be. It's something I yeah.
And you'd be healthier along too.
That's
Like the
that's
health
the
goes
hardest.
with it.
That's like I don't know. For some reason, I don't
good
want to give
question.
up drinking at this point in my life.
I feel you. We need to drink more so now than we did
Well,
when we
it's
were
not
younger,
even. It's
bro.
not even that. It's like you don't even have to abuse alcohol. It's just like no alcohol
No,
at all.
Yeah, no. It's not like, take it easy, but have your 6-pack. It's like, no, you're cut. You're not getting shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
And then you can't
sober
even
as the judge.
You can't even like take an edible or anything, like nothing to take the edge off, like ever.
I mean, I would allow caffeine if you wanted to have like a latte or something, get a little caffeine buzz.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you,
But
Taskmaster.
that's it. That's it.
I'm just
Just
saying.
to try and entice you a little bit. Maybe
That's
that
tough.
Yeah.
we love getting crunk, whether it's chronic
Nah,
or
I
booze.
just, yeah,
like
I
that's
just like yeah.
I'm okay with my body the way it is. Like I'm not cut. I don't have any definition at all. It's
I'm
very
not okay
doughy,
with my
but
body the way it is right now, but also I know that at some point it will kick in and I can do something about it and I don't have to give up all that other shit.
So
Like
just man
completely.
up, stick it out.
Yeah. I just have to go through a few months of
Trials
hunger
and tribulation.
fucking, you know what I mean?
Some torture,
And
basically.
some,
the months of hell.
some what's the word? Some discipline. And I can get to
Discipline.
the body that I want, but no.
He's like, I still want to get crunk.
Nah, I want to
Yeah.
get that
I
was
feel
that
you.
was my shit when I
feel you.
lost 100 plus pounds. That was my shit. It was just like, yo, if I'm gonna take in empty calories or extra calories, it better pay off by getting me fucked up. Like, I needed a trade off. Like that's it.
I fuck with that.
But like, is weed really a drug?
In this scenario,
Yes,
I believe it is.
Yes,
yeah.
it still qualifies as a drug.
So that
You
means
would have
yeah.
to
Bob
give up
Saget
all of it.
would rest in peace. Would disagree with you.
He would very much disagree.
It alters your
For sure.
whether good or bad. It alters your mind state. So
It is psychoactive.
right.
That would be tough.
And that's what I was saying, because I was thinking like, oh, because that was my thought was like, oh, if I could eat like an edible, oh wait, no,
No,
no alcohol or drugs.
you can have a large Dunkin' iced coffee.
Because I don't do anything else. Like I've never sniffed
Right.
coke. I've never done literally any other drug. I've
Oh,
never
way
even
to
done
brag.
mushrooms. I've never even done mushrooms. So it's like
Yeah.
I can't
So
drink
it's really
or
just
smoke
the booze.
weed.
That means
like
that's how much you love that chronic and that booze.
yeah, and I mean
No Delta 8s.
yeah,
Yeah.
none of it.
Damn,
none
even
of
Delta 8?
Bro, Delta 8.
So nothing.
No CBDs
Altering.
even. You don't even
Nah,
get
CBD
CBDs,
isn't a
dog.
drug.
You don't even get CBDs.
I gotta like
CBD
start
isn't
going
a
to
drug.
church and shit.
I mean, you don't
If
have
you're
to
cutting
become
out-
religious. You just can't get fucked up.
If you're
I mean,
coming out with
you gotta have something to spend your time doing.
We would have to find hobbies that we could really dive into.
damn, bro, you couldn't even take aspirin. You really wouldn't want to get down to the nitty gritty.
No.
Oh yeah, no prescription drugs.
No,
Like, what if
prescri- no,
like
no antibiotics to save your life. You're dying.
fuck? I have my
But you're cut as fuck.
allergies,
You'd
my
You say
fucking
illegal drugs?
You'd be cut as hell.
antibiotics.
No, it just says did drugs. It does not specify.
Oh, fuck that, man.
Legal or illegal? No.
I'm gonna have to give up on this body
This
and
perfect
just work
body.
on it.
I thought you already did though.
Put that work. Yeah, I definitely
like, I've
gave
given
up.
He's explained many times. He's just like, yeah, I've given up on that.
Yeah.
I will never get to this point, but if I did,
Once I realized how much work it was to actually like have a six pack, like what it entails, I thought, you know what, that's not for me.
yeah, I got to a point where
I'm done. I'm good.
I had a full on like, what's the word? The body dysmorphia or whatever. That the lowest I got was like 190 something. It was like 193. Jesus. And I was depleted to the point where I felt like I just felt that feeling. I won't forget it. And even then I didn't have abs.
Yeah.
Because it
you would have to push yourself further than
I would have to abs. Yeah, no, you have to I mean, to get abs and to like
There's
build
a certain
muscle
level of starvation, I feel like.
No, there's not actually that's the misconception.
Yeah.
Is
yeah, there's a six pack in it for me after
in
all.
order for you to see your six pack is you have to build that muscle, and you have to build that muscle to the point where if you're
It's bigger
like
than
right
the fat.
Right now, because you don't work out and you don't build that muscle,
There's no muscle at
there
all. Yeah.
You would have to get to a crazy body percentage in order to see abs.
Right.
But if you were working out consistently and you built those muscles to be if you built that muscle out more,
Then you don't have to lose
you
as
would
much
you
fat
would
for
be
those to
able
pop.
to see your abs at a higher body percentage.
So you're
body
telling me
fat
there's a
percentage.
chance.
There is a chance. I mean, you still have to put in fucking work.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it's
see,
like, do
that's
you
the
want to look
problem.
like Tyler Durden or do you want to look like, John Rambo? I think one of them worked their muscles out to get bigger and
Yeah.
pop through their
Right.
skin, and the other one
Sure.
just stopped eating and only ate on camera. 'Cause
Exactly.
That's all Brad Pitt does
all
is eat
Brad
on
Pitt
camera,
does.
right? Shrimp cocktails and shit. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. That's such a weird thing.
That's the misconception there.
That tracks.
Thank you for clearing that up. Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah. I still am going to get fucked up. So
No,
let's
yeah,
not
he's
get
still
it twisted.
not, and he's still not going to put in that work to see some
Hell
abs.
no, I'm not going to put in that work.
Nah, he's not going to
As
be
you
Daniel
pound
Craig coming
another-
out of the.
I like how
coming
you
out
guys
of the
keep
water.
referencing all the sexy guys as we keep going.
No,
on.
all the ones you mentioned.
Yeah, but they're stuck in your mind. You're thinking about them. See, it's okay. Tyler Durden over here. Shake your head all you want, baby. I heard it. It's recorded.
Oh man.
All right, that's
right.
all I
Is
got.
that-
Yeah, I don't got any more
that's all we
questions.
have?
That's all we got.
All right then. Look at that. This is delaying now because I'm actually hitting.
Right.
You know what it's time for.
News clips. All right, guys, let's talk about
What's
what
popping in
happened.
the news, baby?
what's popping.
I was hoping to see if he comes in with his
News clips with Johnny Quest.
news clips with Johnny Quest.
Nah. Let's
Don't give a fuck, and neither do I.
that sounds like a motto right there, like a tagline
I like
for the
it.
news clips. The last couple of weeks we talked about Bad Bunny's album dropping, so I wanted to make sure we shouted out our boy Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah.
who released
dropped
finally after years of waiting. What was it, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, to
Yeah, I
pretty,
wanna say it was
pretty
like
damn
5.
good reviews.
Yeah.
I think it was about five years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
It was a
last one?
minute.
and it was like held up or some shit, right? It was a reason why it wasn't
get
dropping
that
out.
story.
I feel like there was some label disputes.
I know it's his last album with TDE. Which confuses me because I thought TDE was his label.
Yeah,
Like he created that label.
I thought so too.
Yeah, so it's strange. I don't know. I listened to the album and he has some bangers on there.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of
He's not really a banger rapper though.
I mean, so
It's got some
really
iconic.
no. So to
bangers, I feel like.
what is it? Good Kid, Mad City,
Mm-hmm.
dope ass album. To Pimp a Butterfly, not so great, but it was because it was so politically driven, and very, it was a very niche album. Then he came out with Damn. Damn was a dope ass album because it kind of went back to what to Good Kid, Mad
Kid.
City like ish, like that same vibe. And then this one seems like
It's a mixture.
of the two. And like the stuff, like the things that for me, because like for me, To Pimp a Butterfly didn't really connect because it's about just like the struggles of being black and all of that stuff, and those are the things that just didn't connect with me. You know what I mean? Even though I am a minority and I understand, it just didn't. It wasn't the vibe that I was looking for. Same with this. Like some songs, like it has that same vibe to it. And although it's appreciated, it's just not something that I want to listen to every single day. And not only that, but it dealt on a lot of social issues.
Social issues. Yeah.
Like current social issues, which is dope. But
it's not always the vibe
time
you're
and
going
place,
for.
It's not always the vibe you want to listen to.
I get it.
I'm already frustrated with certain social issues.
Right.
I don't want to listen to music to
have to reflect on them when you're just trying to kick it and drive to where you're going. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But there are some dope songs on there that I vibe out to. So it is like a mixture of the two. And there's enough tracks on there that I do enjoy, that make it, pretty dope album. It isn't, the album he came out with prior though. Damn, I fucked with Damn.
That was on repeat for probably the whole summer or two.
Yeah, yeah,
that was on for a while.
Yeah, that was a dope.
That definitely had a totally different vibe. And it was a much bigger banger.
Right.
I'm just glad
But
to see he's
still,
still
it was
doing
more like
something. He's
an
still
album,
okay.
I think, than I don't know.
This was a lot of songs.
This was,
new
yeah.
joint.
This
It
is
was like
it was a
double-
two-disc.
double.
It was a
album.
2-disc. Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't realize.
Yeah. If you
How is it
if
two
you,
discs if it's all digital?
I mean, technically,
it's a technical 2-disc, so that's why it's
Gotcha.
called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is like the Mr. Morale on one side, the Big Steppers on the other. He emulated what a 2-disc was, and I went back and
Gotcha.
looked at the album, and it does list it like the second album listed from 1 to like 8 or whatever it is. So there's a separation there, but if you're like anybody else, you're just playing it all the way through.
yeah, just letting it go.
I'd say for the most part.
Especially the first time.
But that's why it felt like a long album.
No doubt.
Longer than I'm used to, for sure, these days, because you could put something on, and if you're driving somewhere decently far, like you can roll through a whole album.
Yeah.
But not that. Like I took a drive out to like Pembroke not too long ago, and like the whole shit didn't even finish before then. Like I'm not used to that.
Right. Pembroke. What the fuck is that?
Darien Lake.
Oh, okay. You went to the res.
Mhm.
Nice. Just say that. Yeah,
Well, nobody knows where the res is. Like if I say the res,
But I think there's a res in every state. It's like,
I don't know. I think that's.
Or is that a local
I don't
thing?
think
Is that a
land
local
was
thing?
reserved for Native Americans everywhere. That's the point. Like they had certain spots that they had to go to. But anyway,
Okay.
keep going, Johnny.
Yeah, I actually don't know the answer to that. I was trying to think about it. Like, does every state have Indian
I don't-
reservations? But
I
I'm not
mean,
sure.
Maybe that's actually a good question. Let's look that up and find an answer. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Native Americans lived all over this country, so like there had to have been territories
I
in
think it
every
happened
state where
yeah.
some tribe has reserved land for them, right?
Sure. And now they just all sell cheap
Now they all
cigarettes.
sell cheap cigarettes and vapes. What up?
Yep.
Oh no. Only 25 states have reservations.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
See,
Yeah.
California
we
has
have-
121 reservations.
I believe that. What about New Mexico?
I'm
How
sure
many
they have a ton
reservations?
as well.
I'm trying to think. I think in the Southwest with those, I feel like there's lots of Native
New
American tribes.
Mexico has 25.
Not as many, but it's a smaller state, so that makes
New
sense.
York only has 8.
Oh, wow. So how lucky are you?
I feel lucky.
There's a whole
The
8 and
tobacco
one
tax is a bitch, yeah. Good looks.
Oh man.
I don't remember the president that set aside reservations, but it was probably a dick move at the time.
Who was it?
He
thought
said he
you
doesn't
said
I
you
don't
remember.
remember. No,
Oh.
I said I don't remember. I said I don't remember I would say Teddy Roosevelt. I feel like Teddy Roosevelt was like, "Yeah, you
Probably.
fucking Native Americans, get out of here. You go over here and sell us some cheap tobacco."
Pretty sure that's not how it started.
But that's what it became. Which sucks.
And casinos.
Casinos are dope though. I fuck with casinos.
Yeah, we know this.
All right. What's next?
And the last music story here, also kind of bullshit. Billboard Music Awards was this past weekend. I don't know if y'all heard about this. This is just kind of funny to me. But the fact that I had a lot of I don't even know if the Billboard Music Awards is a real like awards show or if it's
Yeah,
one of
I
those
wasn't
that
sure.
you pay money and you get, you win or whatever.
Is it another Met Gala?
Yeah, it was just funny that I was going through like the winnings list and whatnot, and it stuck out to me that on the 4 Christian music categories, Kanye West won all 4 fucking records for Donda. Not even for his gospel album, but for Donda. Won Best Christian Album, Best Gospel Artist, Best Gospel Album, and Best Christian Artist.
Yeah, because it is
So,
listed
yeah.
as a gospel album.
I don't understand how. When
So
you
the
got fucking
billboards are
Travis
bullshit.
Scott, Lil Baby, Jay-Z, Baby Keem.
Yeah,
you got
but
all
he-
these
he-
people out here.
He told
Yeah.
them. He told all of them that they couldn't curse.
So what?
But still,
That
the
doesn't make
baby
it a
killed a dude
gospel
at
album.
Walmart, bro.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the individual did. Most of the songs say
It matters
say
what
something
the
about
song
God.
is. Yeah, but not any of their verses.
Yeah, that's true. But still, if the chorus is about God and he's
It's a
keeps saying
gospel
God,
song?
yeah, it's
Nah.
there's.
That is
I
not
mean,
a
I
gospel
understand
album.
you. I understand you what you're saying, and I completely agree. That is the least gospel album that he is released.
That anybody has ever probably released.
Right, but because he mentions God over and over again, it's probably listed as gospel. Let me see.
I
As a
mean,
matter of fact,
Why wouldn't Jesus Walks have been like the best gospel single of
because
all time?
it's not a gospel album.
That sounds like a religious banger, though. I'd fuck with it.
Let me see. Donda. What is it listed as? No, it's listed as hip hop rap.
You see, makes no sense.
Scoop that
It
gospel
doesn't.
up.
And let me hear you say. That's what I think.
Oh, this you see this? I'm sorry to bring it. I'm sorry to bring it back. Fuck Kanye
shit.
and his gospel shit. Just bring it. This breaking
Kanye and his
news.
gospel shit.
I just noticed this about Casanova again. So the story that broke about Casanova shit is that apparently someone snitched on him, and that's why he took the plea deal. Right? They named him in these crimes. This is what gets me upset about it. Not the fact that, I mean, obviously, yeah, somebody snitched on him, whatever. The fact is that they claimed to be a witness to Casanova receiving large quantities of marijuana. Marijuana, which is now fucking legal in the state of New York, which is where Casanova would have operated.
Up to a certain
Yeah, I was
amount.
gonna say it's
right?
only like 3 zips. So if he had more than 3 zips, he's still in some shit. Right?
No, it's 3 zips is what you're allowed to drive with. Allowed to have in your home is a little bit more. And still, okay, maybe he was over the amount, but to
Right.
do fucking
To get a
RICO
Rico,
federal
yeah,
charges over
I
fucking
don't agree
weed,
with
bro?
I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
saying,
true.
like, from a prosecuting perspective, like, that any excuse to prosecute and be a dick. Oh, he's over the legal marijuana limit. Like, yeah, let's get him. Like, that's
Like to be
that's-
facing
that
5
tracks.
to 60 years?
That tracks.
That's fucking
5
wild.
to 60.
5 to
Damn, that's
60.
That is
That's a
big
wild ass
fucking-
gap,
Yeah,
right?
like what?
Like,
I could
hope
do
it's
5
6.
years.
I hope it's not 49. Damn.
Oh, that is so wild, man.
Yeah,
That
that's
is a
nuts.
Big gap.
All right, 2 stories here. One of them is a little extra New York City, so maybe we don't got to talk about it. But it's real New York. GrubHub dropped. They last minute announced today was free lunch day for New York City, and if you put free lunch into the promo code, you can get up to $15 free between 11 and 2 o'clock. And
What,
so
does that cover
shit,
the fucking delivery fee?
It crashed the GrubHub.
it fucking destroyed the restaurants.
Oh,
GrubHub said that they were getting 6,000 orders a minute.
Oh my God. Imagine that, dude. That is.
And $15 would cover about your lunch, but probably not your tip.
No,
Like,
not
for me,
the
I
tip or the
basically,
delivery fees.
I somehow it worked for me up here. I was like, fuck it. Let me type it in and see if it works. And it worked. I got $15 off my lunch. It was, so, my lunch came out to like $5 or some shit like that.
What?
Maybe even less, maybe like $3.
see,
'cause
man, like I'm
the-
sorry to
it was
cut you off
mostly
there.
the tip.
I'm sorry to cut you off there, but fucking GrubHub, 15, bro. Do you know how many times I've ordered a meal, and the meal itself is probably like $10-15, right? So if they say, whatever, like if there was a $15 savings on that, I would still probably be responsible for about another $20, 15 to 20 fucking bucks.
Bro, the delivery fees and shit depend literally on the app that you're using. So like DoorDash, GrubHub, Uber Eats. I've noticed for the same restaurant, for the same Chick-fil-A near me, Uber Eats will have a 99-cent delivery fee, and GrubHub or DoorDash will want $4.99 for a delivery fee.
No,
I
but then
don't
there's-
know the rhyme or reason,
Yeah.
but I've seen it countless times. I don't know. It's weird to me. Like the restaurant has a deal with one that's better than the other. Like,
Well, there's
I
that.
don't get it.
There's that delivery fee. There is the tip that you're obligated to pay.
And there's rent
There's-
service charge.
Yeah, there's
all
like
kinds
another
of- yeah.
like there's
Yeah.
there's never been a time where like every single time that it was just convenient and I knew that this upcharge was convenient, where
It's a convenience.
I'd
thing.
get like a
That's
Taco
literally-
Bell value meal, right? And it's like a $30
Yeah.
fucking meal.
Yeah.
Bro.
If I get, God forbid, I get dinosaur from DoorDash.
Oh,
I order at a
yeah,
meal
no,
of
that's
that.
like 60,
it's,
70
it's, no, it's $45, $50 or so. But still, like that.
I have a whole family, so it's
Oh, yeah, no,
like,
Plus,
I'm just-
they,
this is just
they
to
raise
feed
their
me.
prices. They list their prices higher on these apps than they do.
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember
like Instacart.
talking to my brother-in-law about it. He owns like a string of pizzerias and shit, and he was like, "I just don't understand this generation." He was like, "I literally would deliver to this car dealership all the time. Like they order from me, they would call, they would order all the time, and now they use the app to order from me, but on the app, I'm $3 more expensive for everything, like across
Worth
the
it.
board.
Worth
And
it to
he's
not
like,
have to talk to
to
anybody.
not have to talk to me. They were willing to pay
100%.
$3 more per item, and he was like, "That shit is crazy to me. I don't get it."
I hope he doesn't take it personally.
He doesn't.
It's just okay.
He's, I
good.
mean, he's still making
Yeah.
the same amount of money because
Good.
the $3 is the service fee that he uses
cover-
the Slice app. It's the
Slice
service
is
fee
kick-ass, dude.
that they take out.
I love Slice.
Yeah, fuck with Slice.
I fuck with Slice a lot, just because it's local, and I feel like they don't fuck the local spots over as much as your GrubHubs and DoorDashes do. They give
Yeah,
them
yeah.
a bigger cut, ideally, and yeah. I mean, I
And
think
I
I heard
have-
it from Barstool.
I have the Lyft
Yeah, it is a bar stool.
Pink, which is like the Lyft subscription thing. I think it gets you like, I don't know, 10 or 15% off your Lyft rides that my job pays for. So,
Nice.
but because of that, I also get like Seamless Plus, which eliminates all my delivery fees on GrubHub or Seamless. But even then, it's still, I'm always like, well, no, let me order it. Like Joyce will go to order some shit. I'm like, no, let me order it because I got the free delivery fee. And then you still get the fucking service charge on top. I'm like,
you get all
goddamn.
that shit. All that shit.
Yeah.
And then the tips, now they want, 20%, 25% is like the default.
Yeah, they have it defaulted. You gotta look at it. You gotta double check and make sure. Yeah.
is a huge ass fucking tip.
Yeah. And then I've seen ones that like
But I
default to
don't, you know.
nothing. Like you have to make the tip, and like I fucked up before.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
I thought they defaulted to like 18, 20%, like the normal, but like I ended up having to give the dude cash because I fucked up on the order and I didn't want to be that asshole that wasn't fucking tipping somebody. I can't stand that.
Nah, it's all bullshit. I fucking hate those fucking apps. But it's easy.
Yeah,
it's easy and convenient.
It's easy and
And that's
convenient.
really
That's
what it comes down to.
Literally what it comes down to.
Yeah.
That's it.
True that.
That's it.
And I don't have to talk to
Convenience.
anybody. I can be high as a bitch
I don't
here
give
and
a
just
fuck about
pull
talking to
out my
somebody.
phone. But a lot of fucking people do, bro. That's the point. Like
don't get it.
That's what.
Let me get a large pepperoni fucking pizza
Yeah, but if they don't understand you,
and 20 wings.
Right. Maybe you have an accent. Maybe you're a foreigner.
I mean,
Maybe
I
you
get
don't want to
that.
fuck around.
But
There's lots of reasons.
You're saying it from
it's an anxiety point of view.
What?
But like,
Well, how the fuck do you
everybody
get
could
anxiety
be-
from talking to
everybody-
somebody?
I'm just in general.
I'm
I
curious.
talk to people. I work like my job. I talk to people. I talk to people so fucking much that when I want to eat my dinner, I don't want to fucking talk to anybody. I want my fucking food
I've
delivered.
been there, and I will still order my fucking food. It's not the same as somebody calling me telling me, "Yo,
My shit's
fix
broke.
my shit." It's not the same.
Like I said, I'll pay $3 to not have to hear anybody talk.
You just
I
don't
don't want
want
to hear anything.
if
Just
you
give me
could-
my fucking food.
If they gave you money, I think that's just you. Where if they gave you money every day from just to be at home and not say a fucking word, you would take that shit 1,000%.
I'd be Bill Gates, dog. That's facts.
Oh man,
truth.
I don't mind. I don't hate talking to people that much, but I also understand times where I don't want to talk to anybody.
Sure. And if
It still wouldn't affect me ordering. Like if I knew this place delivered, I would still fucking call.
I make
It's not
Ash
that
call.
serious.
I'd be like, babe, just give him a call real quick. I'll pay for it. Like
Yeah,
that's
usually
the
do
deal.
that.
That's the deal I make. I'd be like, I got you. Like it's on me. All you got to do is call. That's it. Easy peasy, right?
Easy peasy.
All right, last fucking story here is we obviously ain't gonna be able to do this week's episode without talking about y'all neighbors in Buffalo and the bullshit that went down this past Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It was absolutely Saturday.
That, bro. When you, I hadn't heard or anything because I'm no longer on Facebook. I hadn't heard or seen anything about it until you sent me. You sent it to the group chat.
The actual
Yo,
video.
Do you want to see this video?
The Twitch
And I'm
stream.
like, what? Okay.
You're like,
sure.
what video?
Yeah,
That's what
I didn't
that's
even
what
know what it
feel
was
like
about.
That's
And
what I
then-
woke up to.
And then seeing that, man, that shit is fucking heartbreaking, bro.
Yeah.
Like that shit is.
Yeah.
Because it's not like watching a movie where you know that this is some bullshit. It's not
Nah,
like watching
but-
John Wick.
but-
Like people are getting popped in the fucking head.
But
of
even
this video.
beforehand, like reading, because you sent that first, it was like this person. That's where I really like got the gist of what was happening.
Yeah.
Was his like the fact that this fucking asshole wrote everything down to the point where the time where he was gonna have breakfast.
Yeah.
How he went over there multiple times just to kind of test it out. And like it was extremely like planned down to a T. And what pisses me off even more is the fact that, again, white America, man, the shit, like it's like white news is just saying mental, like, do you think mental illness is no? Like mental illness, possibly, but there's no mental illness when you point the gun right at the end at the white cashier, and he goes, no, and you go, sorry, and you keep going, and you knew not to pop him,
Yeah.
right? How the fuck is that mental illness?
Did you see the picture? There's a lot of people that have been posting the picture of all the different shooters and things that have
all the ones that are caught, and then the people that are unarmed that are murdered.
Unarmed black people getting murdered, and then armed, murderous white people getting taken in peacefully, basically. Yeah.
I mean,
and
I totally get that, but that's like.
It's a case by case. Like
it's a case. You're talking about a whole 100%. Different police force. Like you don't know how they
different
would do if it was a black dude.
I agree with that.
You're running up on an active shooter scene.
Yeah.
Like that's different. That's a whole different thing. But like, there's got to be something there, right? Like that can't be coincidental.
I'm not gonna go off and say that the Buffalo Police Force is the most upright group and treats black citizens with the utmost care.
It's just it's not. I'm not even putting it on the Buffalo Police Force. I'm putting it on the media. Like it's like when it comes to the media and there's a white shooter, like and it's clear as day that the person was intentional on who he was killing, right? Even though he may have caught a couple other people who strayed from that narrative, right? He was very clearly there for a specific reason.
They're running up on bodies. Like when the cops show up, they're seeing bodies right out front, so they know what the fuck this dude is about.
Right.
How do you not just go in there?
He needs to go down.
Blasting.
Well, I think what happened was, not to defend anyone, but I think what happened was when they walked in, homie already had the gun to his neck. So it was like, how you going to shoot a guy that's about to shoot himself?
And they were hoping, like that's why they stopped. They were hoping he was going to shoot himself. From what I read, like the dudes that ran up on him, like that was what they were hoping he did, and he didn't, and they had to take him in. And you can't, obviously, like you said, you can't shoot him.
I don't want to defend anyone here because nobody's right in all of the things that we're saying, but I am at least seeing more than typical headlines. I've seen conversations about mental health, but I think most of the headlines that I've seen, at least the day after, I don't remember about the day of, but at least the day after, like everything was referring to this as a racist tirade, a racist crime, a racist terrorist attack. And so I think, I don't know that they're letting him off as easy as we initially thought. I think now the tide has turned on that kind of vibe, and they're really kind of, especially as more of this manifesto shit keeps getting released.
Right.
Which I don't know if y'all saw that shit I sent y'all this morning about the part of the manifesto where he was targeting Rochester for weeks beforehand.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see
somebody said that recently, and I don't know why he didn't. Like, did it say why he chose not to?
The only thing that I've heard is that there was a higher black population in Buffalo than in Rochester, and
that was why he drove from Binghamton to Buffalo. Which do we know how long? How long is that? 4 or 5 hours? Like, because
like
Binghamton's down near in your area, right, Johnny?
4 or 5 hours.
So, and like he laid it all out on 4chan, which brings up a whole nother social media issue. Like I don't know when he posted his plans, like you said, like he had down to a time when he was going to have McDonald's for breakfast, like in his laying out of the timeline, basically. Yeah. And I wonder how long it was posted, who saw it, who could have said something to anybody, like whether they knew it was fake, whether they knew it was bullshit. Like if there's an off chance that maybe
the big manifesto, the 180-page shit that he posted, he only posted that like right before doing shit.
Gotcha.
But there was other smaller things that he was posting. I don't know if it was 8chan or 4chan or whichever one of those. Yeah. There was other smaller things that he would post every now and then, like, oh, I went here and I did this, and I've been thinking about going this route and doing this, and his fucking like his post name was some shit like Jim Bob Boy. And so he was claiming shit, but it's also like, I feel like on these, I've never been on 8chan or 4chan, but I just feel like people post shit like this all the time. So like, how do you tell those, the real legit posts against the bullshit ones? And then again, the people that are on there probably agree with him and are cheering him on, right? Like that was the whole shit with, I mean, not to bring like the fake fantasy world into this, but that was
The Batman.
Yeah, and the Batman, right?
Yeah,
Like
I thought about that. Was this
that's
a
how
copy?
they
Like,
was
that
his
did
idea.
cross my mind as well, because that was literally what Riddler did in the movie. Like he had his little following, and no matter how little it was, like it was the same sediment almost, that gang mentality. I don't know, dude. It was super, super shitty. But like I feel like that night is when I started seeing the racial things come out, and that it was targeted and just
man.
And then reading about the victim.
And the
all
fact
I keep
that
thinking
he's like,
about. I was gonna say all I keep thinking about in this situation, and that's what pisses me off about this specifically, is how often like I was at fucking Target with my family, right, with my kids, my fiance, like we were just shopping, like literally at, this was yesterday, and I was thinking like if some fucking idiot comes out of nowhere and just starts popping people off right now,
What do you do?
Like what do I?
It's
like
sad
what do
that-
I do?
It's sad that we have to think about that, because I
Like,
felt
what do I do?
the exact
Like
same way.
how would I?
You just hear those
protect
shots
my-
going off in
with
Wegmans or
my
something,
fucking
like,
kids in hand, like literally, we're going there for fucking little household shit, everyday shit, and someone just starts opening fire. Like it's bad. It's mind boggling.
yeah.
And to the
It's
to
more
the
and
point
more
where
frequent.
if they see, like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna protect my kids, because they're the ones that matter in the situation to me,
Yeah.
and I'm the one, you know what I mean? Like it's just it's man.
That's not even something you want to have to think about.
No, but you have to.
Right. Then unfortunately, you're right. You do have to think.
You have
about
to
it
think
these
about
days.
that
You
shit.
have to know where your exits are. Like I find myself
America.
looking at exits all the time and not wanting to sit with my back to a door if I'm in a restaurant. Stupid things like this that I shouldn't have to worry about, that I do think about, unfortunately.
My girl told me yesterday, right? I came home and I sat in my car for a second doing something, and then when I get in the house, and this is just like everyday life, right? Probably because of how I grew up and whatnot, but I'm just hyper aware of people around me, what's around me, who's around me, that I'm looking around as I get in. As I get into the house, is just a normal thing for me. I get into the house, I get situated. She goes, "Do you notice the plants outside? Like, what do you think?" I'm like, "What plants?" "Oh, you didn't notice the big ass plant like on our like." I'm sorry, no, I don't. And she doesn't understand it, because she's just like, how can you miss it? Like, because naturally I'm not looking at what the fuck is, like, what inanimate object is on our porch.
That's a nice ficus plant you have
Yeah,
there.
like that's not something that I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on, the neighbor walked across like behind me, like, going to their house,
Some
and
strange
I
guy
noticed this
walking down
other
the
car
street by himself.
going this way, and I noticed this other, like those are the things that I fucking notice.
Right.
Let me go back out and look at the fucking plant for the same fucking reason, because it could be, you know what I mean? Like, life could be normal, and in a split second, it's just not anymore.
Ever since like Columbine, honestly. School shootings popping off, like that. I feel like that was
Wild,
at least
man.
for me.
Yeah, that shit is it's just crazy. It's crazy. I can't even wrap my head around having to protect my kids when we're in a fucking grocery store.
I really don't
And
know how this shit ends, right? Like it's not.
There is no ending unless there's. Remember when we had to make that decision on whether you'd like to be a fucking dictator and all that shit?
Yeah.
That's
That's the only way, right?
That's the only way is
Take
when
away
you
everything.
are so fucking strict on how shit is done, everything is gone. You can't
and then
even
you
access
have
a fucking gun.
And then you have an
Right.
American Revolution again.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's lose-lose, basically.
Yeah, so that means it's never going away. There's always going to be fucking pretentious little fucking assholes who think that they're better than other people for whatever fucking reason, and so they use that as an excuse to, inflict harm on other people that they don't either agree with or just don't like because another fucking asshole raised them to think that way.
And a lot of the pictures I saw, that asshole, the shooter, he was like, they were like Christmas morning. He's sitting around the tree with his family, like
Yeah.
in his pajamas, opening
That's how it
presents
is.
and shit, dude.
That's
It
how
was
it is.
disgusting.
That's how it is.
Disgusting.
But let it be a black shooter. They're gonna give you the fucking.
Right. He's on the corner with his boys,
he's
looking
on
hood, and
it's
like,
not even
there's
that. They're gonna give you the mug shot, like the straight up mug shot of him looking
distort it. However
angry,
they distort it, they're
evil.
gonna distort it. Yeah.
Yep, and that's what they're gonna do, and that is America in a nutshell.
That's
If it's a white shooter,
where did you see this Christmas photo? I've not seen. I've only
It
seen
was
the
all over.
mugshot.
It's all over Twitter. I've seen pictures of this kid sitting in red flannel pajamas and white T-shirt, matching his fucking family.
But are those,
All American-
are those
happy
news
as a
stories
clam.
or are those tweets?
No, they were news stories. They were
'Cause I haven't
links
seen-
links to news. I'll find some.
I've
I'll send them
only
to
seen
the-
all
the
American
mugshot.
tweet
I'll send them to the chat.
or an all American kid that somehow just was led astray.
But
Where did we go wrong?
I must not be reading her in the same circles as y'all because I agree with y'all that I've seen that and definitely that's a historical thing. I haven't seen none of that shit with this kid this whole time. This whole time I've seen nothing but mugshot photos. I've seen people not showing any photos at all or saying his name because they don't want to hype him up or give him
Yeah.
fame. And I've seen people refer to him as a racist, and I haven't seen anyone refer to him as a terrorist yet. Which
I've
I think
heard there
he
could be
should
terrorist charges pursued. I read possibly.
There should be.
Yeah,
But that's
I agree.
the one that I think should be placed. As far as a title that I haven't seen, but again, it could just be my news sources and channels.
Domestic terrorism at its finest.
All right, so
But I did.
so-
There's a couple things I did want to make sure, for our 7 listeners, that they are aware
a million
of.
listeners. What are you talking
Agreed. Yeah, we're serving fucking terabytes of data a week. There's something that I did find out that I thought was interesting that I'm sure most people would not believe, is that the kid in his manifesto specifically stated he wasn't a conservative. If anything, he seemed to be a little bit more liberal than conservative, but probably libertarian. And he wasn't like a Trumpster or anything. He was like those dudes are like the
Why would you-
corporate greed or whatever.
Why would you specifically point that out?
Why would I point that out?
Not you, not you,
Him.
him. Why would you specifically point that out?
Because he had like this whole like question list, like, are you a conservative? It depends on your definition of conservative. Are you liberal? It depends on your definition. He had this 180 pages of shit that he had on there was, why did he write any of this? Because he's fucked up in the head. Because there's no reason to write any of the shit that he wrote, detailing his whole life, his whole struggle, quote unquote, his whole idea of people of color replacing the whites of America, and my guy was talking about fucking Hispanics replacing Texans as if Mexico didn't own Texas before America stole it. Like a lot of that, the dude was fucked,
Yeah. Clearly.
So I don't think he wrote that as kind of like a way to, throw a suspicion off of him or anything like that. I just think he really was fucked.
Yeah. he's
And
fucked
I don't
for
think
sure.
he aligned with anyone. I just want to make sure that, we tend to associate people that do this shit with a certain group of people that are on 4chan and 8chan that might have stormed the Capitol earlier this decade.
January 6th.
Yeah, and I don't think this guy is aligned with anybody. He's just
I think
a piece of
it's
shit.
all mental
Other than
illness,
racist,
like
he's
and
aligned with
racist,
white
mental
supremacists
illness,
and racists.
Lot-
All right,
lot going on.
well, on that note, first of all, I would like to say that even though New York State does not give
Enforce
the death
the death
it
penalty?
doesn't enforce the death penalty. Actually, I don't know if the death penalty would be good enough for.
It would make me
the
feel
dude.
good. I know people say, "Oh, let him sit in a jail cell and rot for years thinking about what he did," but he doesn't give a fuck what he did.
doesn't give a fuck what he
Yeah,
did.
so fucking fry his ass, bro. Whatever. Just let him feel that fear that you feel before you're about
I
to
heard
get
somebody
murked.
else say it too, right? Like this dude didn't want to live, right? Like
Right. He had the gun to his neck, right? It's
So getting rid of
Help him
him.
out.
So why did his pussy ass not?
Because he's a pussy. That's exactly
Not
why.
pull the
'Cause,
trigger.
Even
he's
the
a puss.
Columbine dudes blew their shit out. Like they knew that they fucked up. Like this dude was
I'm
like,
just saying,
"Oh,
like
I'm a
putting him
pussy."
in jail is not
Yeah.
gonna do him harm because
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Fry him.
Either way, man. I'm off the story.
But shout
have
out to thoughts and prayers for the families for sure.
Well, that's what I
sure.
was gonna say.
sure.
Let's have a moment of silence for the 10 dead victims and 3 people that were
A couple
hurt.
were wounded. Yeah, yeah. And I read about all of them, and it was all just like you said. You pop into the store, you're doing this, you're doing that. It was all chance, dude. They were older folks, a lot of them. Very, very sad.
All right, so a moment of silence for the victims. Let's get into some Hollywood.
Hollywood.
And so let's see what is.
we
I don't
got
think I have too much like craziness this week,
Yeah.
but
Nothing that I can
I think one of the bigger things is Disney Plus hit 137.7 million subscribers, beating out Wall Street's expectations on the streaming service.
Can we
That's
have
crazy.
some
That's a lot.
context? How many subscribers do other streaming platforms have?
Oh, yes.
So
So I
let's
know
see.
Netflix is like 224
Okay, okay, but still,
So
that's
they're-
not head
they're
and shoulders above.
coming up
where-
right behind.
Yeah,
Netflix.
no, that makes it even more impressive. Then.
Hulu
Like,
Hulu has 45.6.
Wow, so it's crushing Hulu.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Uh,
Disney Plus, shit.
ESPN Plus added 1 million subscribers recently to reach 22.3.
Okay, so it's shitting on a lot of streaming services. Basically. Okay, I mean, that's with context. I'm more props for Disney Plus, and I mean, they're putting out banger after banger. Like we shouldn't really be surprised, honestly, that this is the case.
And I mean, it is kind of surprising only because. Then again,
They're not that old.
Speaking
They're
to
not that
no,
old.
no, no. Well, they're not that old, and I'm speaking to mainly adults when I think about who is subscribing to this, right? And I remember a lot of people saying like, "Yo, there's a lot of old Marvel shit on there, but I don't want to watch the old shit. I want to watch the new shit." You know, so with all the old shit, now there's a little bit of new shit. There's some Star Wars shit coming out and everything. It's surprising.
You have stuff for
they're
the
up
adults. You
there.
have stuff for the kids. Like I feel like the range
I
of
still
Disney
don't
Plus,
go.
I feel like
I still
is-
don't go to Disney Plus that often.
No, and I don't
even
either.
with my kids.
I only
I
go
don't
for
either.
specific shit.
Word.
Yeah.
Same.
It's
And-
not browsing. I'm not like, oh, what should we watch tonight, babe? And I'm browsing through Disney Plus. Like I'm not in Disney Plus for that.
No, and my kids, all of the shows that they ask me for specifically are mainly on Netflix.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. So, but it's surprising, man. It's up there.
Yeah, no. I mean, in context, that is definitely surprising
That's a lot.
to me.
That's a lot. But
So
it could have been.
Netflix is at the top with 221. Amazon Prime, which is
That's surprising to me.
suspect.
Because
It's suspect
people
because there's
subscribe to
people
it for
are
the
subscribed but don't
Right.
watch it.
right. They want the fast
because
shipping,
it comes
right?
with the fast
It comes
shipping.
with Prime,
Yeah.
right? I had it for
Right.
years, and I never watched anything on it until they really
Same.
started dropping originals.
Same.
But
And even
Prime
their
has 200
originals are
million.
questionable.
I think Jack Ryan is when I was like, oh shit, Amazon's putting
No,
out decent content. Like
they'll have one-off shit, right? And you
Yeah.
have to hear about it before you actually fuck with it, because they have a lot of original shit, but it's not always
Most of it
good.
is- most of it is trash.
Word.
There's,
The one
they got a couple gems, but most of it is trash.
Yeah.
Right. The one I was fucking with recently, I mentioned it before on what we fucking with, is Outer Range.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
I do fuck
Amazon.
with that. That is Amazon Prime. And I do fuck with that. And I want to say that it is, after finishing it, it feels like the closest thing I can compare it to, which, and this is because I want y'all to try to watch it, is like Dark. Remember that German show on Netflix?
Time travel.
Yeah, that it was all
show, or what?
time travel type
Yeah.
shit. Like there's like different
Similar
things
to
going
that.
on. It's similar. It ended up being something similar to that. So,
Okay.
So yeah, Prime got 200, Disney Plus got that 170, HBO Max is way below, down in the 70.
Yeah, that's still the baby.
74
Though.
million.
That's still a baby.
Surprisingly, Paramount Plus right behind HBO Max,
Yo,
Damn.
56
telling
million.
you.
But they're combining their numbers with Showtime, so
I'll tell you this though. Paramount Plus was a surprise to me.
you finding more shit on there.
I logged on. I subscribed for Halo. Yeah, and I keep finding different shit on there.
The
Like,
back catalog of TV series and
Which
original
that Halo
TV series.
episode this week was wild.
Oh,
I got to catch up.
Oh, I was about to spoil it real quick. Yeah.
Good thing you said something.
Master Chief. Yeah.
Yo, I got to catch
No,
up.
I
I
know.
got to catch up.
I know.
But
I almost spelled it mad times in the group chat this week too. I was about to just text it.
I got to catch. Honestly,
I'm
it's
gonna
still
text
to the
Johnny,
point.
though. I'm gonna text Johnny later.
Yeah.
It's still to the point. It's still to the point that I just forget to go to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I watched the
gotta
last
catch
two
up.
back to back because I didn't watch
Same
the
shit,
one
right?
before there. Yeah, like I heard that there was no Master Chief in it. I think Johnny told me.
No,
and
that
I
was a
like-
good episode. That
It
was a good episode.
No, it was. It was a very good episode, and I'm pissed that I slept on it. But yeah, no, the one after that also was good. I thought that was going to be the finale, but there's no way that was the finale. There's got to be 10 episodes.
So the one
right?
after that is the one you're talking about,
yeah.
huh?
This,
So I'm only behind on this one, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I believe
Okay.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
then so then
Here's
I
one
gotta I
behind.
have to watch one. All right. But yeah, no. So I was surprised by that. And
Yeah.
that movie, you had told me you saw Infinite with Mark Wahlberg, and you were like,
It was all right. It was nothing. It was what was the
It
other
wasn't a
one that
crazy,
you made
crazy
me watch?
movie.
Moonfall.
Was
It
it-
was about as good as Moonfall.
So
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it better
it
than
wasn't-
Uncharted? Was it better than Uncharted? Mark Wahlberg in Uncharted? Did you watch Uncharted?
No, I did watch it.
Okay.
I think Uncharted was better than Infinite.
But it's not much.
More,
He's saying
but not
it like
much.
it's not
more
much.
because Uncharted had a
Because Tom
little bit
Holland.
of
Because Tom Holland.
yeah, he had a little bit of funny jokes. It was
Little charisma.
lighthearted.
Yeah.
Infinite was trying to be a little bit more serious of a movie, and the concept was kind of cheese.
Yeah,
I
but
thought.
you're a person that is just like, that's not realistic.
That could never
That's
happen.
not realistic.
No,
He can never watch
I-
Avatar. There's
I
no
don't.
blue people.
I definitely do. I know. So I do watch movies that are like, how the fuck would he get there now? Or like, what are the chances that they opened up the book? And then as soon as I say that to myself, I say, Johnny, suspend disbelief. It's a fucking movie.
Johnny is the worst at suspending his belief.
Yeah.
Like it
Yes.
takes every ounce of his
Can
being
you imagine
to
that
suspend
though?
That belief.
Can you imagine, right, that there's a small group of people that like reincarnation is real, right? We all get reincarnated. But there's a small group of people that remember after they're reincarnated, at some point they get all of their memories back from their past lives. Like fully. Skills, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they just continue like that. Like that would be wild, right?
That
And
would
that's
be
where
wild.
I am. It's like, That's where I get like that. I think that's where I enjoyed it. It was just like, yo, that would be crazy.
Oh, that's the premise of the movie.
That's the
I was like, where the fuck is he going with this? I don't understand what we're talking about.
That's Infinite.
Yeah.
That was Infinite.
That's
I mean, it's
that's
cool,
a dope premise.
but
That's a dope premise. I like that.
I just feel like I've seen so many different variations of something like that over the years that I didn't think it was so wildly original. And then, you know, again, I'm going to go back every single time that I hate on anything. It comes down to the writing and the dialogue and the way people talk to each other and how shit happens. That's where I'm really like.
I compared it to Wanted in the group chat, where it was a very similar.
The James McAvoy, Angelina Jolie vessel.
Where I enjoyed that movie, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
I don't remember
it was
it
just
though.
like
I think I watched it one time. And I was like, that was okay.
Yeah, like
I don't
it was
think I'll
just
do that again.
It was just like a.
It was a movie.
Good, it was a good like popcorn like action movie.
Yeah.
With a cool little twist to it, like a cool premise to it, but it wasn't like a bad movie at all by any means.
I think I enjoyed Wanted a little bit more than Infinite, but
Probably.
it could also be just because, you know, Infinite came out during a time where a lot of these movies were going straight to streaming, and so I'm judging it in a different scale, where Wanted is like, what, 12 years old, 13 years old?
At least, yeah, it's got to be up there, yeah.
And Angelina Jolie was a lot hotter back then.
For sure.
She looks damn near the same.
She's trying to look the same.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
She thinks she looks the same.
I
But
just haven't seen her. I just haven't seen her in anything.
What about the movie where
She was
she
in
was with the
Eternals.
kid in the woods?
Oh, that's true. She was in
The Woods Fire movie.
I
Did
don't
you
think
ever
I ever
watch
watched
it?
it.
I didn't
Oh,
watch
that
it.
was
I
that
don't
was a
think I
good.
ever
That was
saw
a good. It was decent.
Yeah,
it was a decent movie. Yeah,
decent movie.
And she was
All
still hot in it. Like I wouldn't be like, ooh, Angelina.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
but she's more
she's
like
still-
mom hot than
Right. It wasn't like Gone in 60 Seconds, sexy ass
Exactly.
Angelina. Yeah.
And in Wanted, she was very Gone in 60 Seconds style.
Oh, very. Yeah. They were. It was almost like a sequel to that character. It was almost the same character. It felt like, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's probably why I like that.
They can bend bullets. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm sure the writing was crap. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I was probably not as judgmental at that time either.
Yeah. No, but just to say that,
Yeah,
like,
let's
it was
bring it back to.
It was it was just one of those
Fucking Disney
situations
Plus
where I
subscribers.
signed up for something and I was like, actually this is I would probably more so go to scroll, like search for something on Paramount Plus than I would on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
based on the
They have a
original
better,
content,
back
the TV
collection.
catalog. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
Have you seen
really
The
what it
Offer
comes
yet?
down.
No, but it's.
Oh yeah, I want to watch
I am
that.
gonna watch it. It's on a Plex that I watch, so I do plan on watching that. Not specifically for Miles Teller, but more just because I'm a Godfather
The concept, yeah.
fan. Yeah, the idea of it, the story behind it, and the people playing, Brando and Pacino and shit. Like, I fuck with all that, and I'm excited to watch all that.
I want to watch that, but quick side tangent on The Staircase that came out on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
I started watching it. I'm about like 2.5 episodes in.
Damn.
And
What's it
I
called?
don't know what it is. The Staircase?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes,
I
yes.
was gonna say you were
I don't know
just
what it
talking
is.
about
Like
that yesterday.
it's a good show. I don't know if it's because I know that it's based on true events and that there's a legit documentary on it, and maybe because in the show it referenced the people that made the documentary like so early on, like for all those years, that I'm finding it hard to get through the show because I want to go watch the documentary.
Did you watch the documentary?
No, I
avoided
avoided it.
I'm finding it hard to get through the series because I watched the documentary and I know what the fuck happens. I know where everything goes.
And that's what I'm saying.
I wish I didn't watch the documentary.
I'm the other way.
Yeah,
like
no,
I
no.
didn't watch the documentary specifically because I'm like, yo, I know a series is coming out,
Right.
but I'm like, fuck, I want to go watch the documentary because I want to know what happens in a
Yeah,
much
but-
faster way than this fucking show is milking it
it's
out.
It's a 12-part series, bro. It's a
fucking like
12-part
17
hour
episodes
series. Yeah.
or some shit.
It's long as fuck.
Yeah,
bro. It's
that's why
long
I
as
haven't
fuck.
watched it because
Yeah.
it's way too long.
It's not like a 2 or 3 parter like it is.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure
it's
because
like a series of The
because-
Sopranos.
But
like,
because it's the documentary, it gets into the nitty gritty of the details for all 12 episodes.
nah,
whereas
dude, it meanders like a motherfucker.
Really?
Yes, I promise you. Like, and you learn
Because the
every
show-
aspect of everything.
the
and
show is it's meandering, but in the view of the family. So it's a lot of like of that shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that drama that comes with like the family and like all of the stuff that's coming out and like
It's not any
and
better
who
knowing
takes
what
any
happens.
You're saying like I don't give a fuck about the story. I just want to know the
the
case.
facts. What happened?
exactly.
So then
care
you should
more
just
about
go
the
watch
case.
the
So then,
documentary.
yeah,
Don't even
then don't even bother with the show.
No, where I don't give a fuck. Like I'm starting to care less about like the family's take because I know I think I don't know what it is, but even my girl was just like because it's in the show it was going through like the court case and it's a slower pace. Even her who doesn't know anything of it, she's just like I don't know why. Like I'm I like the show kind of like I like the show, but it just feels like it's tough to get through for some reason, and probably because it's
For me, it's tough
a
to get go ahead.
reenaction. Yeah, I'm just saying because it's a reenaction of a court case,
Yeah,
you know. So I don't.
that's why for me it's tough to get through. It's just because it's something that I know really happened.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I already know kind of how it ends because
I don't know how it ends.
Well, I mean, they start off with the dude going to his like release or whatever court date, or he's getting like vindicated or some shit. I mean, that's how the show fucking starts, where he's not in jail and he's old as fuck.
Yeah.
So I know he
gets out eventually.
In order to get to that point, I'm assuming he gets found guilty first, and then it's a years of appeals. Because if he gets not guilty early, then there's no reason to fucking have multiple years of court cases. I could be very wrong there, but I mean, I don't understand why
I
there
feel
would
you.
be years of court cases if there wasn't appeals.
I completely understand that, but to
But
me, it's
outside
just
of
like,
that,
I'm
yeah.
still trying to figure out like, did he fucking do it? Did he not do it? Because anytime somebody gets released, all they really did was prove that you don't have enough evidence
Agreed.
to keep me in jail.
Well, that's the other thing is I don't know that in my mind, when you're in a case like this, I don't know that you'll ever find the actual story. Like, so I don't know that even in the documentary, is there like an answer, like who actually did it? Or do you end 12 episodes of the documentary and you're like, well, I still feel like I believe him more than I believe, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't. You don't have to tell me
wild thought.
how it ends, but can you tell me if there is an answer and a resolution?
So for
That's
those
what I
of you
assume.
who don't
There's
know,
never going to be an answer. So
Nothing concrete.
that's why
For
I'm
those
not.
of you who
That's why I'm
don't
not going to
know-
go watch this documentary.
for those of you who don't know, the story is the man. He was having a night with his wife. They were like everything was good. The son left.
Yep.
Like and everything was in good spirits. They were drinking together. Was it the husband and the wife were outside? She
Outside
went
on their
inside.
their patio or
She
something,
got
yeah.
like a phone call or something, so she went inside. Did he fall asleep?
No, he was
No.
asleep.
So he
He
was.
just
So
stayed to
she
have
went
one
inside.
last glass of wine.
Yeah, he was finishing his shit, and then he
he's-
was going to head in with her.
Yep. So she goes inside for whatever reason. He finishes his glass of wine. He goes in, and she is dead at the bottom of the staircase.
Well, she was alive at first.
Oh, she was alive at
she
first.
was breathing at least.
kind of bleeding out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Bottom
she-
of the staircase, sprawled out. fucked
sprawled
up.
out like and
Tons of
blood
blood.
everywhere, like
Blood.
a shit ton of blood.
Yeah, like a Freddy Krueger movie. Like you would never think, oh my God, this lady fell down the stairs. That's the thing. Like,
and that's where his.
but anytime I watch something that's based on reality like that, if I don't know the story, I have to
Wikipedia
fight
it?
I have to fight every urge to Wikipedia because I want to. I want to so bad. Like I was telling you guys,
I did hit Wikipedia,
I was telling you guys
bro.
about the documentary where the pizza bomb delivery guy with the bomb around his neck. Like I was watching that series on Netflix, and it took us half a week or so to watch it, and that whole time I wanted to go to Wikipedia. I wanted to read about it. I wanted the finality. Like I wanted to know what the fuck had happened, and that's just how I am when I watch this shit. So if I hadn't watched the documentary before watching the show, I would want to go watch it so bad. But I'm telling you, from the other side, it's not much better. So I don't know what that says about the Staircase series on HBO itself, that like either way, like it's just like, I don't know about this, but like the acting chops and the cast, everything is
it's a
there.
great cast.
Like
It's
awesome production, but like
acting.
I'm finding it hard
there's
to get through.
there's something about it where
It's
I'm
anxiety.
struggling. It is, and I
You're
know what
anxious.
happens. Like I
You're
have no
anxious
reason to
get
be
to a
anxious.
resolution.
I have no
And
reason
you
to be
know
anxious.
there is no resolution.
And I'm just like, nah. Well, I wonder if King of Queens is on yet.
All right. So we strayed away from that conversation on a different.
Where did that start on Disney Plus? Was that the same Disney
Still
Plus?
that Disney
Streaming
Plus
services.
combo. Wow.
I mean,
We're
whatever,
on the
man. They're making a shit ton of money.
Oh shit!
All right, so let's move on.
do we
So
got?
apparently, John Watts, who is famous for Spider-Man, the latest Spider-Man trilogy, who we know now dropped out of Fantastic Four because he claimed he wanted to give a rest to these superhero movies. He wanted to give that a rest, but he didn't go too far because now he's still tied to Disney because apparently he is developing an 80s Amblin-inspired Star Wars series.
What is Amblin?
Amblin Entertainment was E.T., The
Spielberg?
Goonies,
Yeah.
Oh,
like that kind of Spielberg
Okay.
Spielberg-esque movie from the 80s. So apparently he wants to make a he wants to make a Star Wars series he wants to make a Star Wars series with that same feel. So here is the quote. So let me see where it starts here.
Like a Stranger
So-
Things for Star Wars.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. So it says the show is being described as a Star Wars version of some Amblin coming of age films from the 80s like E.T. and The Goonies. The series takes place after Return of the Jedi, roughly in the same era as The Mandalorian. There is no official title or synopsis for this yet, but that is pretty much where it lies. So yes, I mean, Stranger Things is more on a darker side of things, like scarier.
Right. I just meant more of the 80s vibe.
Yeah, where
The
it's like
nostalgic,
that nostalgic kids groups and shit like
Yeah.
that. Which
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
I fuck with that too because
That
that's
is
my
why
shit, bro.
I
Like
liked.
that.
That's why I liked
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's exactly what pulled me into all. There would be no Hollywooo talk if I didn't fuck with all that when I was a kid. I wouldn't give a shit.
You're not into Stranger Things, right?
No, I fuck with Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. I thought one of us wasn't into.
No, it's Finn Wolfhard that I have a problem with.
No, I fuck with Stranger Things too, though. But that's the main reason why I like that shit.
Yeah.
Same. Like, growing up, even though you didn't like Goonies, that was one of my shit.
Right. But that time, that vibe, there was other movies
Yeah.
in that same vein. Like that's an 80s thing. That's
That's
not a
why I love
Goonies
the
thing.
movie
Yeah.
Stand By Me.
I love Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Yep. Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah. A
Another
lot of
one.
those.
Another classic.
It took me a long time to find out that Stand By Me was actually a
Stephen King.
Yeah, based on Stephen King. By
It's a lighter Stephen King movie.
It was a short novel called The Body that it's based on.
Stephen King has a lot of fire out there that has not been developed into anything.
And he said that it's actually his favorite of all of the movies
Really?
that have been recreated for him. So
Interesting.
That's high praise.
yeah. Oh, I love that movie. That movie till this day, I could watch that shit again, over and over again. It's one of my favorites.
When do your kids watch it?
What happened?
When will your kids watch it?
My kids will probably watch it when they understand. You know, my daughter would probably watch it now. She's turning 9. I'd probably be down to let her watch it, but it's very rare that we watch a movie that the other kids don't watch.
Right, just you and her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would have to be something where it's me and her, and
The timing would have to be right.
right. She'd probably be down for that.
I'm sure.
But I want to introduce them to a different type of movie at the right time, because they're all into like little kiddie shit. And one of the things, another tangent, one of the things that I envy with my cousin, because my cousin, I remember growing up, his mother, their mothers, 2 of them, would watch scary, like she's a horror movie fan. And back then horror movies were like Child's Play, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, like, you know, the classics.
The OGs, yeah.
Right. And that is where I had my experience with that, was sleeping over their house. And they brought that, they kept that shit going, because like their kids are the same age as like my kids. And they'll watch like Chucky and all that shit, and that's like their favorite characters and shit. And
It's all about
you know
how
what
you
I mean?
introduce them to
It's
it.
all about
How
how you
ease
introduce them
into
to it,
If you
and
make it
how
a
you,
scary big thing, like they'll take
Right.
it as a scary big thing. But if you
Word.
just play it off like, yeah, we're about to watch this movie and it's fake, but I'm here and we're gonna watch it, and everyone's gonna be like, it's probably not a big deal at that point. But like when I was a kid and I watched, like, it was forbidden. Like there was a stigma around it, so like I knew I was doing something wrong, and like somehow that made it scarier as I was watching it. Like it was a
For
whole
me, it was
different vibe.
witchcraft.
Oh
Yeah, for me, there wasn't a
Witchcraft
stigma.
was
It was-
involved. No, the witchcraft. All scary movies
Yeah.
yeah, it
were
was all
cer-
under witchcraft.
All under witchcraft. They were all meant to drive you to worship Satan.
For me, there wasn't a stigma. Like, I don't
It
think my
wasn't like
parents
that.
really
It
put
wasn't quite
something-
like that, but like it was frowned upon for sure. There was not any love for
I don't
that.
think-
The first time
for-
that I found out, like, the Santana guys were like all into horror and would watch a lot of horror movies with their parents growing up,
Yeah.
I was like, really? Because they grew up in a super Christian house just like me, but that was not allowed in my house.
was
Hell no. Scary
Hell no.
movies was the devil.
Yeah, and there's different levels to that, man. People just
Yeah.
take shit to a whole nother level where we know, like in my house, that's what I was gonna say. In my house, I didn't really grow up with horror movies, but mainly not because there was a stigma against it, but my parents just really didn't fuck with
them,
it.
so they're not.
And there
gonna,
were
they're not gonna
certain ones that
introduce
they
you
liked,
into, I'm sure.
but they didn't really like. Yeah, it just wasn't a thing where they made it a deal. Like where they made it a thing. Like my dad liked all gangster movies. That's why I fucked with all those gangster movies and all the
and
movies.
the birdcage.
Yeah. No, he didn't fuck with the birdcage.
He thought he did. He wasn't sure.
No, he
until
fucked with
went
he
to
fucked
go
with
see it.
Robin Williams, and then found out like, oh yeah, I don't fuck with the birdcage.
Stop trying to play his dad, yo.
Right. He'll come in here and smack you.
Word.
I wish we need to get him in here, dog. We haven't talked to him in 100 episodes.
You don't want him to smack you.
No, I
But anyway, it just wasn't a thing where it was like frowned upon, but it just wasn't their thing. Whereas like my cousin, that was their mom's
don't. Right.
shit.
Yeah.
So they grew up with that being their shit, and then their kids, and then so on and so forth. So it wasn't a big deal.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that is how it goes. So next up, we've all seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and the spoiler ban has been lifted. And I don't know.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, it has. It's been more than 2
Spoiler
weeks.
alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Nah, it's not even really a spoiler alert. I just had to tell them that it was a spoiler alert. But apparently, Marvel Studios now is rumored to be working on a live-action Captain Carter project.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and that was my thing with that movie. It's like, the multiverse gives you a big ass leeway to just recreate these stories because, yeah, that's what happened in that universe.
I think the what if episode sufficed. I don't think we need more.
I don't think we need it either.
Agent Captain Carter, whatever the fuck her name is. Yeah, I mean,
think-
I'll watch it. Like if they put it out, I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. What's
if it's
good?
a Disney Plus movie,
Right, exactly.
that'll
That's
work.
what I'm saying. Of course.
but don't be spending $200 million on a Captain Carter project because I don't think you'll make it back.
Yeah, it just said a Captain Carter project. I highly doubt that they're gonna add Captain Carter
Series?
to the run of movies.
A TV
that they're
show,
doing.
maybe.
Yeah,
Series,
possibly
yeah.
a series. Yeah, a quick series
At the
and
most.
I'm not excited about it because I wasn't like until the sequel to Captain America, where he was like developed the Avengers and all that.
Yeah.
That's what I fucked with because the Captain America movies became the leeway to Avengers movies where they were mixing. That's where they brought all the characters together.
Right.
If we're getting a Captain Carter series, it's going to be all OG Captain America-esque.
And
I wasn't a fan of that.
There's no way it fits into like this phase 4.
I wasn't a
I don't know
fan
where phase
of
5 is going, but
the
this,
old school shit and like all of that. Like I don't.
you like the World War II
Yeah,
timey
like,
shit,
I'm
like
not,
the old time. Yeah.
And I feel like that's where they would go with it.
I mean, I feel like they would have
Probably.
to
Yeah,
go with
I don't-
that.
and I
right?
don't-
Like that was her origin. Like
Yeah,
that,
I don't fuck with it. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to fuck with that.
no, I get it.
But moving on to with that same thing, we know that one of the biggest cameos in there apparently would have gone to Daniel Craig. Now reports are coming out that Daniel Craig was offered the Reed Richards cameo. Initially, he was signed on to do it and then backed out last minute because he was diagnosed with COVID and then they give it to John Krasinski. But then reports came out afterward that said he was actually supposed to come out and play Thor's half brother. What was I forgot what his name was. Yeah. But he was supposed to play Thor's half brother. So there are other reports saying that he was never going to be Reed Richards, but actually going to be Thor's half brother in that he might still be coming back.
No truth to this, but I feel like he may have been contacted to play
Balder
Reed
the
Richards.
Brave.
What's that?
There we go.
His name is Balder the Brave, the half brother.
Where he was initially, Boulder the Brave.
I feel like Daniel Craig may have been tapped to play Richard Reed.
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards, yes, sorry. And then they may have wanted him. They're like, yo, we're going to stretch this Fantastic Four shit out. Like, you're going to have to sign on for more than this because we plan on bringing this shit back. It wasn't going to just be a cameo. Like, I feel like they wanted him to sign on to some bullshit, like a long-ass Marvel style thing. And then he's like, you know what? Maybe this is more than I just got out of the Bond franchise. Yeah. I'm not trying to jump into a Marvel series. And then John Krasinski's like, yeah, fuck it. I'll fucking get in on some of this.
That's initially what I thought was like, he probably doesn't want to sign on for a big ass role like that.
Yeah.
So I find more truth in possibly him playing like a side character, like, because it was supposed to be, he was still supposed to be in the Illuminati, but he was supposed to be that different character, Boulder the Brave or whatever. And it was still supposed to be a small role. Where even with John Krasinski, we're hoping that he continues being Reed Richards.
That's the plan. Like,
but yeah. I don't know if I find any truth to that because there would be no big umph moment like there was with John Krasinski because of all of that, all the speculation over the years of him just being in Fantastic Four and the fan casting of him and his wife. So I don't know. There's probably no truth to that. I don't know which version of it is the truth.
We might never know.
But personally, I just wanted to go out there if Daniel Craig is actually in the MCU, I would want to see him as Magneto. I think he would be a dope Magneto, but again, probably wouldn't want to sign on for another franchise like that to be Magneto in the MCU, because you know that role is going to go to someone who actually wants to be in the MCU for at least a good 5-6 years.
Somebody young,
hungry, some nobody like the rest of the young MCU, where we may know who he is, but he hasn't hit that stardom just yet, and he's not as big of a name.
Right.
That seems to be where Kevin Feige goes with those types of characters, and the bigger names that we see are smaller characters that might pop up every now and again, but not a whole series based around. And X-Men is going to be fucking huge when they actually come around.
Hopefully.
And why don't we jump into the rumor mill on that same subject, right? So there's a big rumor, and I just want to stress how much of this is a rumor. But Marvel Studios, the rumor is that Marvel Studios is setting up for a possible crossover event in place of exciting. Civil War II, called the Avengers versus X-Men, and because
fire
the current because the current version or the current state of the MCU right now, it would be tough to just say, hey, mutants exist in 616 now. It would be tough for that. So there would have to be like this big ass event that pits
they got to earn their place in the 616.
Right. Where it just puts everyone against each other. So, and right now, even though we know that there isn't going to be the original Avengers anymore, we're still seeing the evidence of them setting up the West Coast Avengers, starting with Shang-Chi, because when at the end of it, what's his name? Doctor Strange's boy?
Wong
came out and said, pretty much you're in the Avengers now. So he did say the Avengers, and people are saying Kevin Feige said there's no more Avengers. And there's no more Avengers as we know it.
Right.
But
the idea of
we all
the
saw
Avengers.
That we all saw that, bro. He dropped the cup and just
little splash
splashed,
up. Little splash up.
But no, I love the idea. I love the idea of the Avengers versus the X-Men.
Bro, if that happened, if that movie dropped, that would probably be the best-selling movie of all time.
I think.
Based on the way comic book movies have been going. People have been going to the theaters, bro. It'll shit on No Way Home, Doctor Strange, the Infinity. All that shit will get fucked up.
It'll shit
by
on
that.
Titanic and Avatar.
It'll make it look like fucking...
Here is why I think there's some credibility to that, right? So we know that recently Kevin Feige put it out there that him and his crew were out on in a vacation spot, mapping out the next 10 years of Marvel. So with all that going on, I know that there's got to be a lot of ideas going on. And they know exactly where it's going to go. I think, and not only that, but with Spider-Man, a little bit with, I won't give Doctor Strange the credit to be as much as Spider-Man, but with the little bit of cameos that we got in Doctor Strange, there's a lot of fan service. Mm-hmm. And that would be a fucking epic fan service. Now, the only thing I don't like about that is that implies that that's probably next phase, because we still got to get through Secret War. We got to get through all that shit. So it may not be called X-Men versus Avengers, but it has to be a movie where the X-Men and the Avengers go at each other. Yeah, they have to square off before Secret Wars can happen.
I need it in my veins now.
That would be dope. All All right, and all right, so we're coming up to almost the end, but I got to drop a couple of little news things.
Little turds on us?
Yeah, little turds on us. Speaking of turds, Amber Heard came out and said that she may be cut from Aquaman 2 after being released from her contract, and that the scenes in Aquaman 2, her scenes specifically, were cut down.
Nice.
Chopped them up.
Because they want her.
Get her out.
A little
Out.
screen time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can we get Tig in though? Like,
Yeah, we
is
can.
there a
That would be
petition
great.
for Tig?
That would be great.
Do we need to start a petition?
We can
for
start it. We'll start the IC petition for
Replace
Tig
Amber
Notaro.
Heard with Tig Notaro.
Oh man. See, man, if she wasn't so fucking crazy, she looks so fucking hot.
She's
in
so
that.
fine.
She was the best part of that
it's
fucking movie.
Such a shame.
Yeah, it's such a shame.
That's like really bad words. She was the best part of that movie. Jesus,
was.
I know it wasn't
We know.
great,
Walked
but
in. We
man.
know. Wait. No, wait. Didn't you?
Because
was-
her
I
acting in
hated
that
that
movie
movie.
was
You haircut.
rock.
Yeah.
Wait, wait, we're talking about her acting skills?
Aquaman.
Yeah, I mean, even like, I don't even think she looked that dope
I
to
thought she looked
justify.
pretty fucking dope
No,
in
she
that
definitely
movie.
The
looked.
best
She
part of
definitely
the
looked
movie.
dope.
We all know Johnny's taste, though.
The dopeness was never in question.
I mean, she just looks like a hot white girl.
all right.
Whatever.
Okay, what's the problem? I don't
But
see
like
the
a typical
I like hot white girls.
girl.
What's the
not
problem?
Dope.
same.
Not
dope.
Man.
But like a
Not
typical
dope.
like girl you would find on any California beach. Like nothing to like.
I mean,
California
wild
beaches
over
are
it.
special. If we walked into if I walked into a Wegmans in Rochester, you're not going to see a chick that looks like Amber Heard in there. She's a
Probably
different
not.
kind of hot.
Well, it depends
might find
which
a-
Wegmans.
An Amber Turd. You might
You
find
might-
an Amber Turd in there.
you might find a few of them that are dressed like Dr. Evil, but no, not Aquaman Amber Heard.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. So
Yeah, what was up with that?
I don't
That had to be a conscious decision, right? You don't just put on a Dr. Evil outfit.
Dr. Evil outfit.
I love the trend
Yo, she
right
was
now that's going
getting
around.
bodied by Johnny Depp's lawyer.
Oh,
though.
100%,
yeah.
bro. 100. I almost felt bad, honestly. I'm
The-
like, I don't
the
give a shit
Johnny
about her
Depp's,
at all.
Did you see-
the lady, his lady lawyer?
Oh yeah, she was getting
She
bodied.
was
She's
destroying
dope
her.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
she is.
dope.
They thought Johnny was smashing her, right? They thought that they were like dating and
Oh,
shit.
is
Like,
that
they thought that was a thing.
I
Yeah,
haven't heard
Yo.
that.
yeah. They had to dispel that.
Yo, fucking, I love the thing that's going around too, because she, a lot of her shit is becoming like TikTok fucking trends because everything she says is just like so contradictory, and it's just so
voiceovers, yeah.
the voiceovers are going crazy. Like it's like we were sitting on the couch and then I was,
On the floor, looking at the floor.
wondering why the floor is so
Yeah.
dirty. Like, what the
How
fuck
did
are you
I
talking
get on
about?
this floor?
It's so convoluted. The
seems-
latest one I
sounds
saw,
scripted.
she was talking about how their dogs would come together and often would poop on the bed and
Oh, very
trying to
smart,
blame-
Amber.
She's trying
Very
to blame
smart.
the poop on the bed.
the dogs, the dogs, exactly.
Can we DNA test poop? Like if we had a
I mean,
piece of poop there,
I
could we
think so.
swab it? And
I
I
think
feel
so.
like there's no reason we should. It's rubbing against your asshole. There's got to be
I don't
DNA
know if they
against your
kept the
asshole.
poop though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd be kind of worried if there was still her poop on the fucking bed.
I think they
still
took
there.
photos
They
and
sleep
then
around
got rid
it.
of it.
Oh man! And then the one where my dog was stung by a bee, and then she did like this stupid ass face. They made that shit.
All her
so-
faces. She
yeah.
makes a lot of
didn't
stupid
peep
ass
that.
faces.
yo, they are going ham with her on fucking like TikTok and all the socials where they're just making fun of her, like her sad face. They're comparing it to Beaker from the Muppets. It's great.
She does have. She has a wild pout like
She
this.
does.
So like just arcs, bro. It's the craziest. But I can't. I tried to pout like that in the mirror the other day. I could not. It's tough. I had to actively
straining.
try to do. That's what I'm saying.
I'm straining.
How can I? I can't even. It's just contorted and stupid. Like I don't know how.
man.
I don't know how she does it.
Oh yeah, it's stupid. All right, so last bit of news that I have, I don't. Last bit of news, you know, guys got to win sometimes, man.
Oh no, she deserves to lose.
Hear that, Kings?
Just, you know, I don't like anybody getting dragged like centuries on centuries. like she's gonna have to deal with this shit for like 20 years of 35 exabytes of data dragging her.
That's what happens when you drop heat in your bed.
You're right. I mean,
It's the price you pay.
is getting
Do you think?
probably what she deserves. Karma's
Do you
a
think
bitch.
she'll be at the levels of like Monica Lewinsky? Because it's probably been.
I don't think there will be an FX series about it. No.
I don't think. No, they're probably not. But it's my whole thought on that is like
Maybe
There might be.
maybe
Lifetime. A
Yeah.
Lifetime series,
Lifetime, yeah.
maybe.
my whole thought on that is just like I think I haven't heard about like the name Monica Lewinsky in maybe like 5 to 10 years at the most.
Yeah.
And that happened in when?
94?
Yes.
Maybe
That shit
it was
that shit
like
went on for a
96 or
long time, bro. That shit went
it
on
was
for a
around
long fucking
mid-90s,
time.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so-
Monica Lewinsky, I think in the last couple of years was doing the rounds because it was like the anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She was
shit.
celebrating. She's like, yeah, this is when I blew the president and busted
'cause
all over my
now
dress.
she's trying to own it, like, you know,
Yeah.
sexual empowerment. Like, I can't believe I got dragged for being a slut.
Because that's how you
How dare
can
you
do.
slut shame
How
me
dare
for
you
blowing
slut
the
shame me.
president?
Oh, yeah. That tracks. That
Yeah.
tracks with the current state of the world.
Exactly. That's what it was.
Yeah, that tracks. All right, so we'll end on a good note. You know, if you are a longtime listener of the show, you know that we fuck with what we do in the shadows. And what we do in the shadows is returning with season 4, July 12th.
July 12th. Okay,
Whoa,
not as
this is gonna
soon
be a
as I
busy
would have
summer.
liked, but still.
It is going to be a busy summer, and it's not on here, but,
No, I'm
but
good with that.
definitely we gotta bring it up. But the boys, that the
Yeah,
second
The Boys
trailer
is in
came up
June.
What, June 3rd.
June.
I think
3rd.
June 3rd, something like
Yes.
It's a busy summer. I'm okay with what we do in the shadows
bro.
going
June
out to
3rd.
July.
Yeah, we'll have time. We'll have time.
Yeah.
So we got Obi-Wan coming up
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
Like,
That's coming
up like very
we're
soon,
be
right?
Real
This week?
soon. No, I don't think it's
Next
this
week, probably.
Next
yeah,
week?
next week after. Very, very soon. So we are gonna have a very plentiful spring and summer.
I'm here for it.
Year,
So
bro.
excited, yeah. Everything, movies,
Because
TV.
Mando's supposed to be coming late
Oh yeah, we got Mando.
late
we got
2022,
Andor.
early 2023.
Late,
all they
late
said.
I want to say it was the
late
end
22.
of 22. Yeah, I thought we looked this up before.
We got Mando.
No, I just read something
not
today
Mando,
that said
Andor.
Andor. Yep, that's a good one.
That's coming out in
That's
the
gonna
fall.
be dope.
Oh, gonna be fucking
Got a lot of shit.
Westworld.
Not to, yeah, Westworld.
Westworld.
Not to mention Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, that's gonna be so good.
That's
dude.
July.
So funny. I know it's gonna be funny.
Black Panther's coming out in November. I can't wait to see what that story comes up.
We got
True.
the Guardians of the Galaxy,
Guardians of the Galaxy
holiday special that
That's
James
true.
Gunn has been going in on Twitter, dropping all kinds of little tidbits and
Yep.
shit, dude. It's been dope.
Yeah.
Oh man, this
It's a busy year.
fuck. Yeah,
All right, guys.
Sure is.
Do you have anything to add to this stellar conversation?
I
then
can't
you
top
know.
it. No.
You know what that
No.
means? Guys, thank you for tuning into this week's episode, and thank you for keeping it or staying along with the conversation up to this point. If you've made it this far, that means you are a true fan, and you fuck with us, so we fuck with you. Remember to give us, if you like us that much, give us a little rating and write a review on Apple Podcasts. If you're listening on Spotify, hit that little star. Also, if you are watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up on that. If you have friends and family that you feel like would enjoy this show as much as you do, please refer us to them as well and have them do all those same things. Now, remember, if you want to stay drippy with us and rep the pod on the reg, go to insensitivemerch.com and cop some gear. All right, we have some dope shirts up there. I need to. I even need to get the insensitive cult or the cult membership.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Blockbuster, that Blockbuster joint.
I need to get that. But other than that, guys, remember, we fuck with you. We love you. Peace.
Peace.